Hello, YouTubers. My name is Jason with True Knowledge Ministries. I had the Mormons over here yesterday, discussing with them some topics, and at the end of the conversations, towards the end, I brought out a book called Out of Mormonism by Judy Robertson. It's made by Bethany House, bethanyhouse.com. You could probably pick up that book at bethanyhouse.com, BETHANY house.com. And I read the whole book in one day. Had them come over yesterday, and at the end I showed them the book. They picked it up, they read it, and something kind of struck me that strikes me every time when most people say it. With my discussions with Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons, I find this topic being brought up more and more. The one that picked up the book and read it, flipped through it anyway, he said, well, she's probably been angry at the church, or she was probably hurt by somebody in the church, and she's just putting this stuff out. It's not true. He brought up a topic about how the cross is not evil to them, how she said it was. And she said, well, he said he knows a lot of former Mormons that don't feel anything towards the Mormon church and don't write stuff about the Mormon church, but it kind of struck me a little bit, and so I want to discuss that today. She brought up two reasons why she left, or two scriptural reasons why she decided that she felt the Mormon church was wrong. And it was about genealogy. One was in 1 Timothy 1, or I think 1:9, and the other one was in Titus 3. 1 Timothy 1:4 and Titus 3:9. And about genealogies that bothered her, and those two scriptures seemed to say to avoid them. And I showed them scriptures and asked them to show me reasons why they decide to do genealogy, if there's a scriptural reason why. Those scriptures seemed to say to avoid them. They really didn't have an answer right then. They said they'd come back next week and discuss more with me about them. But I want to discuss angry apostasy, or angry apostates, so to speak. As this guy was saying, they don't really call them apostates, they just call them people who are angry at the church. But why does it always have to be somebody angry at the example Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons to put something out there for people to see and read? Why does it always have to be somebody angry when it's mostly truth spoken in the books or literature? For an example, I get this a lot being a former Jehovah's Witness. I get discussions that I'm just an angry apostate with my own agenda, that Jehovah will prevail. That's pretty much the same thing the Mormons said, that the Mormon church will prevail. Even though she's angry, she's got no reason to be angry. And so I'm going to ask that today. Why does it always have to be angry, quote-unquote, apostates or former members of the church to write something that may be against the church? What if it's scriptural reasons? For example, the reason I left were scriptural reasons, and you can find that on my testimony video. I didn't leave because I got disfellowship for committing immorality. I didn't get disfellowship for gambling or smoking. I actually got disfellowship for reading my own Bible. She, however, she decided to leave on her own because of those two scriptural reasons. She said that she didn't feel right continuing to be a Mormon because of their genealogy. They're making them do genealogy, and those two scriptures she pointed out. And so, today, YouTube, I would like to ask Jehovah's Witnesses as well as Mormons, why does it always have to be angry, quote-unquote, apostates or former members that put out stuff that may be true? Why can't it be somebody who's just trying to simply show you the truth, or scriptural reasons why they left? Why can't it be somebody who's trying to be loving and kind, like I try to be? Anyway, that's all I had for today, and I hope to hear from some responses from some Jehovah's Witnesses as well as Mormons about this. And I encourage anybody who's questioning the Mormon faith to please, if you're a Mormon, read this book. It's really a good book. It might open your eyes. It might make you angry as well. There might be some stuff in here that's false. I don't know. I've never been a Mormon. I can't say for sure there's some falsehood in it. All I could say is I read the book and I asked them about several questions that she had in the book, especially the cross. They really never answered most of them. They said they'd come back and talk to me about all of the questions I did ask. They did leave me with other pro-Mormon books, and they told me that it's a good story, but it's not true. And so I encourage anybody, if you really want to know, this person wrote this book, and she gives her address. You can write to her. I'm not going to give it out over the internet. You can read the book. I'm going to make this book available for people eventually. People who can't afford to go out and buy this book personally. I will, after my wife gets done reading it, I will personally make an effort to send it out to people if they want it. If you want this book and you want to be part of this book, email me at jwexinfo@yahoo.com. I do require that you send the book back, please. Don't mark in it. I haven't marked in it. Just read over it and then send it back so I can send it to others. I'm trying to really bless people with this, but if you have no intentions of sending it back, please do not send me an email about it, and reserve your time to get it, and I will send it to you as soon as my wife gets done. No scriptures again. You can look in your own King James Version. I have a NAB, or a North American Bible. It's printed out by the St. Joseph Catholic Book Publishing Company. This Bible, I'm going to be reading these two scriptures out of. 1 Timothy 1:4 says, "Or to concern themselves with myths and endless genealogies, which promote speculation rather than the plan of God, is to be received by faith." And Titus 3:9, "Avoid foolish arguments, genealogies, rivalries, and quarrels about the law, for they are useless and futile." And so those two scriptures, please look them up if you have time, in a King James or in another public, your own personal Bible. I'd like answers about them. If you have any comments about those two scriptures and why you do genealogy as Mormons, and that'd be much appreciated as well. Again, I'm not a Mormon, never have been. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching.